Hi, it's Kevin from Sun Stream Infrared Saunas, and welcome to another video. This is a video in our 2023 EMF testing series. And in this video, we're going to be testing our Evolve 25 sauna behind me for EMF magnetic fields. Behind me is the Evolve 25. This is one of our three two-person model saunas. We have three different two-person models. This is our Evolve 30, our largest sauna. This is really luxurious, spacious for two people, tight and cozy for three people, but a great sauna for two people. If you've been shopping around for an infrared sauna, you've probably come across this issue of EMFs. And there's three groups in the marketplace. Group one would be the less expensive, big box store, discount saunas that have high EMF magnetic fields and high ELF electric fields. We've got a group that has EMF magnetic fields canceled to different degrees, and then still high on the ELF electric fields. Finally, we've got a very small group of infrared sauna companies, including Sun Stream's Evolve EHS saunas, that cancel out both the EMF magnetic fields and the ELF electric fields. Now, most major health organizations throughout the world, or throughout the Western world, I suppose, have deemed EMF magnetic fields to be detrimental to living things, such as human beings. The WHO, the EPA, Health Canada, I believe Australia, New Zealand, they have statements regarding the dangers of EMFs as well. It is an issue in infrared saunas for companies that don't cancel out EMF magnetic fields. Well, those magnetic fields can radiate off the entire surface of the carbon panel heaters. You can see one of the carbon panel heaters mounted on the door here. The EMFs can radiate off the entire black surface that you see, and you can see the other panels throughout the sauna. You'll be sitting in this small space. Hopefully the heaters will surround you really well. In our saunas, they surround you 360 degrees, including the door heater. Hopefully the heaters are surrounding you really well to deliver a lot of infrared radiant heat at your body, but this can also mean quite a bit of EMF exposure if the infrared sauna company doesn't have a technology to cancel that. We'll be using our Gauss meters, these two guys right here. This is our 10 Mars meter, which is a sensitive, accurate meter. It's a specialized meter that only measures magnetic fields. But we'll also do some backup testing with the tri-field meter. This is a solid all-round meter, affordable. If you're doing some of your own testing, perhaps you have one of the tri-field. It can measure magnetic fields, electric fields, and RF. But we'll make use of them, and it'll be interesting to see how they compare. We'll do a good scan through the whole sauna, look at all the heaters, look at all the components. I'm even going to turn on the Bluetooth stereo system. Let's get the testing underway. I'll be right back. Okay, we're here in the Evolve 25 EHS sauna. This is one of our two-person 15 amp models, one of our most popular models. And we're going to get the EMF magnetic field testing underway. At the moment, I've just got the reading lights in the sauna turned on. We want to start off by taking a baseline reading. I've got 2 meters here with me. And to show you that, I'm going to flip the camera around. Checking in first with the 10 Mars meter. About 0.15. And over here on our tri-field meter, 0.1, jumping around 0 to 0.1 with a peak of 0.2. Checking back on the 10 Mars, just under 0.15. I think we'll say 0.15 for our baseline. We want to go ahead and turn the heaters on. Heaters are now turned on. And I'm also going to turn on the Bluetooth stereo just to represent a very real experience here in the sauna. We're going to transmit some nice, soft, relaxing sauna music from the cell phone over the Bluetooth. Let's get the testing underway. We'll start off with the 10 Mars meter. We'll use this primarily, but we'll do a double check with the tri-field as well. Starting on the back wall heater on the right hand side, 0.25. That would mean 0.1 magnetic fields over our baseline. Very low readings. Really just slightly over our baseline. That would be about 0.15 over baseline. The little probe I have on the meter is positioning the meter 1 inch away, which is about as close as you'd ever get to the heater if you were to lean directly onto the heater guards, the lattice work out in front of the heaters. Some people can lean directly against the heater guards, although many people find that just a little too close, a little too hot. They'll either sit forward or use the backrests that are included with the sauna. Again, just ever so slightly over our baseline. That's calculating out to about 0.05 milligauss. A little higher here, but still just 0.45 over top of the baseline measurement. Incredibly low. We advertise an average of less than 1 milligauss over the surface of the heaters. Let's check the sidewall heater. We'll start at the top. Again, just about 0.15, perhaps 0.2 over baseline. That's just 0.1 over baseline. On the back side of each of our heaters, of course, the heater leads are soldered on, and there is a little temperature sensor, safety temperature sensor on each heater. That can create a little blip. It's down in the bottom corner here. So we're going up to, around 3. However, it's very unlikely that you'd have your body pushed right into the corner here. And this is a very small area. First off, if we pull back, I would think this would probably be the closest your body would be. And we're well below the 1 milligauss. But then moving in close, and just getting away from that bottom corner, that drops right off for us. Let's have a look at the front door heater. Here's the front door heater, which is a great feature in our saunas. It aims the infrared directly at your body. And we'll start up at the top. Working our way down the heater. Turn this back on. Okay, we're back in business. Try to keep the shadow off the meter. Very low. Connectors can be a culprit for EMF. And this is the connection here, the power supply connection for the door heater. If I get close to that, I'm sure we're going to see a bit of a blip. Not much. Not much at all. Still under 1 milligauss. bottom corner of the heater where we have our connectors, the soldered joints and the temperature sensor, a little bit of a blip. Again, if you come out from that, we're dropping down, or if I just come up from it a little bit on the heater, come a little further, well, just slightly over 1 milligauss there after subtracting our baseline. But as mentioned, we advertise an average of less than 1, and as you can see, the vast majority of the heater surface is well below the 1. Let's have a quick look at the other sidewall heater. Nice and low. Very low. Let's have a look at the floor heater and the leg heater. Just slightly over 1. A lot of people look for less than 2 or less than 3 milligauss. A lot of people reference a Swedish standard. I believe that says 2 or 3 milligauss. However, that standard was originally created with computers in mind for folks working at a desk all day long. Of course, you're not in the sauna for 8 hours. In any event, we certainly meet that Swedish standard. Let's have a look at the floor heater. I'll just rest the meter on the floor grate. That's essentially just our baseline. We'll come into the middle of the floor heater. Again, try to keep the shadow off the meter for you. It's a bit difficult to do at this angle. There we go. Baseline. Heaters are all looking good. Let's have a look at the other components in the sauna, such as the reading lights. We'll look at the reading lights, control panel. I'll also turn on our chromotherapy LED panel. Let's start with the reading lights. Very little EMF from the reading lights. The control panel for the sauna, just ever so slightly over the baseline. Stereo speakers, bit of a blip here. There's the stereo speaker. However, that's your head certainly wouldn't be there unless you were standing in the sauna. But if you were to drop down to your typical head height here when you're sitting, very low. The Bluetooth audio receiver is in the roof just above this spot here, and it really doesn't register much. Now that Bluetooth might be emitting a bit of RF, and we'll do another test for that. It's negligible. Of course, we have tested it before and it's quite negligible. But certainly for EMF magnetic fields, nothing to worry about there. We can just sit the meters on the bench here. That was essentially our baseline that we had with everything off, but now even with everything on, we're still just at baseline on the bench for both meters. Oh, and the one other thing I wanted to turn on, I'd forgotten, was our chromotherapy LED panel, controlled with this little remote. This is the nice chromotherapy LED that we have in the ceiling of the sauna. Several nice colors to choose from. We'll put it on the white. I believe that's the highest energy output. But the chromotherapy doesn't affect the EMF at all. Certainly up close to it, there's probably a little blip. Let's have a look. Not really. We were going to do a little double checking with the tri-field meter. I'm certainly certain we're going to see as low numbers, maybe even lower. I think it's a little less sensitive than the 10 Mars. 0.5 milligauss. Incredibly low. I think we've done a pretty good scan through the whole sauna, looking at all the different components. Hope you've enjoyed the video. That's been the EMF magnetic field testing on the Evolve 25 EHS sauna. Hope it's been of interest to you. We appreciate you watching our YouTube videos. We'll have more to come. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.